Hi everyone, today I'm going to cover something a bit different from retro handhelds and cover a standalone multiplayer arcade unit, the Pandora Box 18S. The Pandora Boxes are popular in China and already have a host of clones available, which make it quite hard for newcomers to find a decent all-in-one unit without accidentally picking up something substandard or ancient. So with Christmas coming up, I really wanted to pick up something that is plug and play, easy for kids to use, and something that a load of us could just huddle around the TV playing on Christmas morning without having to jump into a load of settings and configuration. And Pandora Box 18S delivers on this. So the Pandora Box 18S can connect to any TV via HDMI or PC monitors by VGA at a 720p resolution. The Pandora 18S supports a number of emulators, pretty much everything up to Dreamcast and PSP, and everything's configured for you straight out of the box. You can even connect an additional 2 USB controllers, and in the majority of cases, the inputs will be pre-configured for you, which is pretty awesome. The Pandora 18S comes with a few variations of designs, but the prints are of a decent quality, and there's no complaints over the joysticks or buttons. The spacing's great, there's good feedback, and no stickiness you'll find with the cheaper units. The metal shell's well laid out, nice and light. There's no sharp edges throughout, and enough rubber feet to balance the unit well on the floor. All our I/O is at the back, with the power switch, power input, HDMI and VGA in. We've got an audio out and a volume wheel. The Pandora 18S has an internal mono speaker if you're using the VGA out option too, a setting button, and 2 USBs for connecting additional controllers. So getting into the Pandora 18S is actually super simple. This unit has a couple of screws on the front that just need a screwdriver to them, and then the unit can be opened on a hinge. Internally, the wires are all cable tied, so everything's nice and simply laid out, and placing the joysticks or buttons are easily done. So maintenance is actually super easy with the Pandora 18S, which is absolutely great. You can see the LED strip, mono speaker, fan and micro SD card all on the board. It looks like a genuine SanDisk 64GB card inside, which should last, and it's great just to see how easily this could be modified or maintained if you need to get into it later. Jumping into the actual Pandora 18S now, the OS has been seen in all sorts of variations time and time again, but at least plugged into a TV, it has a bit of room to breathe and the space has been used effectively. I like the fact there's visual navigation instructions throughout, and all the games have gameplay videos as you hover over them. I'm definitely not a fan of the wavy effect they have in the background, but navigation is easy enough. You've got a list of 10 games per page and 400 pages by default. At the top, you've got different sections, one for all the games, one for categories, which by default categorizes by platform, a recent page showing all the recent games you've played, which is useful for jumping back in, and a search page which works pretty well if you know what you're looking for. Pressing the settings button on the back of the unit brings you into this somewhat hidden settings menu. You can alter the key bindings for the various simulators or add support for additional controllers, and alter all sorts of various other settings. The most useful is jumping into the game settings. Where in the game settings you can set the difficulty level and what the coin button does to all the arcade games on the system. You can save these settings per game or apply them to all the games on the system, which you power through pretty quickly. I like that all these settings are in this somewhat hidden settings screen. As for my use case, I just want to leave the Pandora 18S with kids and wouldn't want to come back to find everything's been rebound to the down button or the whole games list has been deleted. So having this somewhat hidden menu is a massive bonus for me. The Pandora 18 Nest also has inbuilt Wi-Fi, which allows over-the-air updates. which is available in this menu as well. And also a full game market, which allows you to download more games. The market is actually very easy to use. You've got various charts, categories, search, and download management, which are all sensibly laid out and easy to jump into. If I jump into the popular chart, for example, and start to navigate around, you'll see thumbnails of each of the games and its meta information like console and platform. What's neat is that it won't let you download the same game twice, clogging up the system, which is great. Instead, it will offer you the ability to jump straight in if the game's already installed. So before I jump straight into some gameplay, I thought I'd just quickly show off the search functionality. Again, I don't really like the whole wave effect they use, but searching works just as you'd expect. It's quite fast and responsive, thankfully, although both one-player and two-player inputs work simultaneously, which could cause some chaos with little ones. And searching something generic like Mario will bring up a load of results by default. So unless you know what specifically you're looking for, you might run into trouble. Still, starting a game from the results can be easier. So I'll leave you to some gameplay now and summarize up at the end.
I'll make you suffer. Battle 1. Fight. Battle 2. Fight. Battle 3. Fight. Are you ready? Prince is able to hang off edges. No hit. While hanging, move the analog stick or press the directional buttons to aim, shimmy left and right. Press the X button to move off the edge. Try it. Hit the bomb.
Okay, you've reached your first lap. Somebody get a picture. To climb a ladder, press the X button to jump up.
Oh, this place is a dump. Sometimes the floor will just give way under you. Play it safe and jump over. Okay, you're gonna love this. Jump pads allow crash to jump to otherwise inaccessible locations. To do it, press. What is the meaning of?
So overall, I really like the Pandora 18S Pro. It's exactly what I was looking for. It looks great, it's super simple to operate and use, comes with thousands of games, with it easy to add more, and perfect for a Christmas multiplayer arcade marathon. It's easy to maintain and everything is good to go out the box, so it's a perfect way to introduce kids to retro arcade games. There's some minor annoyances and the OS isn't perfect, but overall I'd certainly recommend the Pandora 18S. That's it for now, thanks for watching.